Hi everyone and welcome back. So in the last couple of videos we talked about nestjs basic building blocks, then we started talking about nestjs with the typeorm and postgres mysql. Now let's see all these things together, how they look like. So what we are doing in the controllers, we are writing the routes, right? /get put post delete, that is talking to the services, and services will use the repositories of the respective model classes, and these model classes are nothing but the repositories representing the database table, either it is a NoSQL or a SQL. Okay, and who are providing us these repositories? These frameworks. Okay, I'm not always inclined to use these ORMs. I mean, you can also write a plain SQL queries just by using the MySQL client or the Postgres client. But if you are using a ORM, then it is just giving you the added on benefits. But yes, obviously, if you are using ORM, then you might be executing some additional code and the queries can be in the bulk. But when you are writing your own plain SQL queries, that is always best. Okay, so here these ORMs, sequelize, typeorm, mongoose is ODM, and there are other ORMs available for the RDBMS database systems that you can use. I'm most familiar with these. So these ORMs are exposing us the interface to talk to the database. Okay, like I will be just injecting the repository in my service, and my service should be able to talk to the user table, to the address table, to any particular table, right? So that target database can be anything: Postgres, PC client, MySQL, and all these things, even SQLite. Okay, so this is how we are interacting with the database. We are just using these framework layer before talking to the database. These framework layers are providing us the different methods to talk to the database, like query builder to even write your own custom query. They are providing the repository pattern to access the table, entity table, and do the find by IDs and all these different methods which are generic, right? Find by ID and remove and delete and all these things. So the only important thing is, okay, let's say I got the table and I'm able to talk to this. Now other things which ORMs provide is a migration seeders. Like you are writing your services, you also have created entities. So parallelly we will also create entities. Entities means the database entities like user, course, university, all these are entities. Okay, now there are two ways to create the database. I mean, most of the ORMs are providing a DB sync utility. I will talk one by one all these utilities. There is a DB sync. What it does is it actually looks at your entities. Okay, you have created these 4 classes: user, university, product, cart, and all these things. It will look into your database entities classes and it will convert that into your database tables when you write npm run db sync. That is called reverse engineering. You are writing entity classes and you end up having the tables by writing a single command, and it's like synchronization. When you change some column, it automatically synchronizes the table. But that's not the approach for the production, right? Because for the production you have to write your migrations. Okay, if you are changing a particular column, you will add a new migration, and that migration will be triggered using some command line, using npm run migration migration. That migration will look into the migration folder, so you will have some migration folder. So you will execute the migration with the startup script of the project that will create all the respective tables. Okay, that's another way. This is for the local development db sync utility. And finally you will do npm run execute migrations or something like that. Okay, that is available in any of the ORM. Mongoose is NoSQL, so you don't need to create the tables beforehand. It automatically creates whenever it is doing the query. But for the typeorm, sequelize, or for the RDBMS database, you have to create the database first before doing the query. So for that we will be using the migrations. Okay, migrations can be generated through the typeorm CLI or sequelize CLI. These are the important CLI frameworks we have. Okay, so let's jump into our code base. So in the last video we were able to create the table structure and all. Now what I have added is simply the entities, right? So in most of the database, it's not like we are going to have a single entity. We always have the many different tables, and we have to take care of the relationship one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. These all different kind of relationships you always have, and the only challenge is the understanding those relationships and writing that in the sequelize entities or the typeorm entities with nestjs. So let's say there is a post, like you are writing a blog post and somebody is writing the comment on that. Okay, somebody is writing comments on that, so post will have a one to many relationship because one post can have a many comments on top of it, right? That's what we have. So we have to use this one to many, many to one annotations for that, and there is a category also. So here we are trying to understand the relationships of one to one to many to one, and many to many. I think, do I have many to many? Let me check. First of all, one to one. A post will belongs to a single category, right? So this is a one-to-one relationship from category and post. So this is my category, like post belongs to some one category belongs to one post and one post belong to one category. This is like a strict relationship. There is a technology post, there is a business post, there is a political post, something like that, right? So it's like a one-to-one relationship. So we will be adding this one-to-one annotation in the category and one-to-one annotation in the post. So one-to-one, this is, I'm inside a post, so I will be pointing to category. Which column? This is the column name in the category entity, and this is the column name because we are in the post, so it will be category obviously, because post will maintain the category reference, category will maintain the post reference. Okay. I will push this and you will have a look onto this. Now one to many, post will have a many comments, right? So this is like a one to many, one post will have many comments. So try to understand it like this. So in the post, whenever you are doing a one to many relationship, means post will contain this one to many and comment will maintain many to one. So the annotation in the post will be one to many. Okay, and this is a single post pointing to many comments, and which particular column? Post is the column in the comment, and this is the comments, and it will obviously will be an array, right? So it's like a one to many. Now if you go into the comment, this is one to many, sorry, many to one, because many comment will belong to one post, right? So many comment will belongs to a single post, and here is the relationship of post. This is the comments is the column in the post entity, and in the comment entity the reference will be post. And if you wanted to do the eager initialization and cascade delete mechanism, because what will happen is on delete cascade, that means whenever you are deleting a post, comments will also be delete, right? This is the delete cascade. Or there are two type of cascade, either you just set the on delete to null, right, or cascade. So if you are deleting any post, and the comments will be deleted. If you are doing a set null, that means the foreign key, now primary key is gone, so the foreign key in that table will be set to null. Okay, this is many to one. This is another table, like a post will belongs to many, post will belong to a single user, right? So user with post is one to many. So if you see annotation here somewhere, one to many, yeah, one to many for the post. So one user will have a many post. So this is one to many in the user entity, and one to many will be array, because here one user will belongs to many posts. So if you are doing a reference of post, it will be an array, not a single post. And then if you go to the post, there will be a user reference that is talking about many to one. Yes, here is many to one, means many posts can belong to a single user, and the same thing, the reference of user in that entity and what will be the column name here. And when you run the npm run dbsync or when you run dbsync, you will say, then automatically these entities will be created, the reference will be created, which is a foreign key. Okay, so let's look into this in the next video, how these references are created. Then we are done with the relationship and association. I mean, you can easily understand these tags, one to many, one to one, one to many, many to many. Okay, when to write, how to write. You have already seen one to many will be an array reference and many to one will be the object reference. And here you can specify what is the cascade relationship you wanted to achieve. You can then do npm run dbsync, and then you will collect all the queries and you put all these in the migrations. So let's take a look onto that in the next video.